hear the words retirement accommodation, we think old age home, boarding house, or even my children don't love me anymore. But this is not the case. These days we have over 50s retirement estates where you can live an independent quality life in your golden years. And to bust some of these myths around retirement accommodation, I'm now joined by business entrepreneur and property investor, Meisie Nkosi. Meisie, welcome to All About Property.
Thank you, Cornelius, for having me here.
Now, Meisie, for me, the biggest myth probably, and maybe because it's so close to home, is that people of color generally don't go or live in retirement accommodations. What do you think is holding people back, and what are your recommendations to people?
I think it's the fear, number one, of thinking that our culture is not, recognized in those communities, yet everyone is welcome. All the cultures are celebrated there and are accepted. Number two, they feel that they'll be lonely, they'll be far away from their families, yet the grandchildren and your children will come to you because there's a lot of attractions that will attract them there. Number three, they think that when they are there, when they are sick, everyone will forget them. There's medical assistance. There's a lot of things that can keep them busy. So it's also affordable for them to can live there because there's variety of properties that they can afford, small, big, depends on your pocket. And so I feel that they'll be more happy to be there. If they can come and visit and see the place, they'll see that this is the best place for them to be.
Now, still on the same point, I know culturally with people of color, and in my personal situation as well, parents, when they get to a certain age, they consider the only option as moving in with the kids. But that is a relationship that can take a lot of strain on both the children and the parents. Talk to us about that strain.
It's so difficult nowadays for us to take care of our parents. And the sad thing is that we leave our parents with people who are not trained to take care of them. Number one, we need to make sure that their diet is good. And when you leave your parents with someone who's not trained, he'll make sure that he prepares anything that is not healthy for the parent. So all I suggest is that we think of our parents to get to a place where they'll be safe, where they'll get all the attention, the medical attention. So we are no longer there. It also takes a toll to someone's health. When you're taking care of a sick parent, you get depressed, you get impatient, you don't have life, you cannot plan anything around your life. And I think these days life is too hectic. We cannot do that. So I'll advise parents to consider going to retirement villages where they'll have their peers do things around there. When you're there, it doesn't mean that you'll be sleeping all the way. But when you're at home, you're always in the room or you'll go outside. There's nothing that you'll be doing to enhance your health. So I would prefer that they consider that. I know it's difficult for them to change, but to our people, I'll advise them that that's the best way to give your parents long life by taking them there.
I couldn't agree with you more. Now, Meisie, the second myth. When we hear the word retirement accommodation, we think old age home, we think boarding house, where you live in your small little room with your two-plate stove, a communal bathroom until the end. But that's not the case with retirement accommodation these days. What does retirement accommodation look like these days?
These days, I think the retirements are like the best thing you can ever think of, even when you are young, because it's a space that suits your personality, your disability, your everything. Unlike at home or the old age homes,
yes,
where you would all maybe sleep in small rooms, have communal places where you have your meals, But these days, you live an active life because there's enough space. You have your private bathroom, you have your private kitchen, and
so you basically have your own unit.
You can even host your family They can spend the weekend.
So family
Okay.
can stay over.
Yes, they can stay over. So you also have a communal place. If you don't feel like cooking, you can go there and sit and eat there. We also have restaurants. We have everything. So it's a beautiful place to be at.
And then when you say you can host a family, I presume we're here looking at literally units where you have 1, 2 or 3 bedrooms. Talk to us about that.
It depends on your budget. Everyone can afford. You can have a 1 bedroom, you can have 2 bedroom, you can have a villa, you can have whatever suits your pocket. And at the same time, those places are beautiful, spacious, and surrounded by beautiful gardens.
Meisie, another myth is people think you can only buy in retirement estates when you are 50 years or older. But what they don't understand that buying in the retirement estate is actually considered a generational property investment. Talk to us about that.
I think buying early is an advantage because you are buying for the generation, as you have mentioned, to come. You are buying for yourself. You are buying for your parents, depending the situation.
So when you say buying early, I just want to clarify. You can be, what, 20, 30, any age to buy in a retirement estate?
As long as you can afford, you can buy. It's a very good investment. And because
does it work exactly like going to the bank, applying for a home loan? Is it exactly the same as that?
Exactly the same. It's up to you if you can afford cash, if you can manage your finances. Having property is a very good investment and it will give you a very good return, whether you are young or old. Hence, I encourage even the young, even if when you are 20, if you can afford, do it.
I love that. Now, Meisie, this coming October, there is an October Madness Month happening at Celebration Retirement Estate in North Riding in Johannesburg, as well as in Bergvallei Retirement Estate in Montana in Pretoria, where people of the public can go, make an appointment, go have a look at what's happening at these retirement estates, what are the facilities. There are weekly prizes that people can win just by visiting and seeing what's happening there. How can people find out about this October Madness Month, and then how do they get in touch with these retirement estates?
They need to go to www.registernow.co.za to get all the information.
And you know, Meisie, I want people to just come and have a look because I had misconceptions about retirement accommodations until I personally went and visited Bergvallei in Montana and Celebration in North Riding, and what I saw was literally like a resort. So do yourself a favor, October Madness Month, go and check out these 2 retirement estates, and you can get the information at www.registernow.co.za. Meisie, thank you so much for coming in here and sharing all your insights. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.